Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to good old Rocky Pod. How we doing tonight, boys?
Great.
Great.
Hey, yeah, what?
I got a great A and a head nod. So we got the win against Texas A&M.
A win.
A win. Win's a win.
Who called
Nope.
who called that? Someone said we wouldn't win, right? I think it was.
Chris and Caleb.
Oh wow, both of you.
So we thank us for that, our service.
Yeah, if you heard last week's, I still haven't put it back up on the podcast feeds, but it was embarrassing. We only have the YouTube version where you can maybe read my lips if you're good at it, but you're not going to hear much of me. So what did we think of the game?
I think Tennessee responds to negging pretty well. We booed Kamal Hadden. Now he's the best cornerback in the country. It's great.
It is
Yeah,
really funny.
that's true. We ripped our offensive line for weeks, and now they're good, apparently. Kamal's good. So we need to go in a little harder on Joe, and we'll be fine.
If we,
Been trying.
I think he's beyond help.
Yeah.
I think the dinner served for this one.
Yeah. That is I think, obviously I'm glad we won and I'm glad the way we won. I think long term it's gonna end up being good. The whole Josh Heupel now knowing he can win, not playing Josh Heupel football. But obviously I do want us to have a competent quarterback, which it looks like we will not have this season. So
I will say, I think the turning point for us in that game was when he started to run the ball a little bit more. Like, I mean, without
Yeah.
that, our offense is doing nothing. So,
I think it's-
Yeah, except for 2 plays after he ran the ball, he threw a pick, but
right, exactly.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
he
think we're not going to win a game because of him. We're going to win a game in spite of him, or he's a neutral. He's never going to be an aid to a win.
yeah.
he could certainly lose one for us.
Yeah, we're going to lose. Yeah, he's going to be a negative impact or zero impact.
Now we do need to I think the caveat needs to be the entirety of the passing game. I don't know what the hell has happened to Ramel Keaton.
We don't have
I can't.
I don't feel like we have any receivers. I mean, our Squirrel's pretty good, but like he didn't do anything Saturday.
Old
really
Chaz
like-
Nimrod can't.
I really liked Nimrod. He was playing hard, man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
Even with draped around him like a blanket.
I rewatched like the first few minutes of the game, and then I decided to stop watching it. But like Milton's first pass was like a little out route to Squirrel, and I mean it was just 10 feet over his head.
Yeah, he threw that to a 6'4" receiver.
Yeah, I say if I'm a wide receiver, and I'm not defending Ramel Keaton because he has sucked a lot this season, but he was great last year. I think there's a mindset of trying to catch a ball when you're not sure where it's coming. And you don't know how you're going to have to adjust because you're like, oh my God, Joe Milton's not going to throw the ball where it's supposed to be. Unlike, he was used to Hooker had it exactly where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I agree with that. That one where he just like played hot potato with the ball, like it sucked, and I felt so bad for him. But I think that's the psychology of it. Like,
No, I
he
don't.
was a-
I mean, the thing I don't really understand though is we didn't really throw the ball much against Vandy, I guess. But even in Clemson, the offense wasn't great, but it was the same exact players as we have now, and it was better than it is now. That's the part I don't really understand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I do think Joe had more time to stand and plant with Darnell Wright and who's the right guard from Auburn. I mean, the whole right side.
Offensive line has been okay. They've been fine though. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, there's a few lapses here and there, but for the most part, I feel like Joe's had enough time to throw the ball.
but they're not getting the separation that they got last year, the receivers.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
I don't know. And I don't know enough about defensive schemes to figure out if that's the reason but like when I look at Ramel running his routes on replays or any of them actually, they don't look as fast. They don't look like they're working as hard or I don't know.
So,
They don't even have something is different.
so the one thing
And
I've heard people talk about this week is that like A&M apparently did not. They played us as if we were the 2022 Tennessee Volunteers Saturday, and so we just ran the ball down their throats because they were not playing to stop the run. So I kind of wonder if Alabama plays to stop the run, will our receivers finally have like a little bit of space to get open?
That
fair
makes
question.
sense. I think too is like, kind of the difference in last year and this year and getting open and stuff is like Jalen Hyatt is just extremely fast. I think I saw a thing where even now as a rookie in the NFL, he's like a top 4 fastest wide receiver in the NFL. So it's like just that speed on the field last year, he would open it up for the other guys because a safety or a cornerback would just be on his heels trying to catch him.
Yeah, but I mean, he is really fast, but Squirrel's pretty dang fast. And Dante Thornton, he's fast, but he's probably not good enough to make it work.
I mean, I'm not. When's the last time we've thrown the ball to him? His Florida catch?
Probably.
I barely remember that.
I think he had a target or two Saturday, but
I think it's still the best ball Joe Milton's probably ever thrown in his life, where it went right over the cornerback's shoulder, right into Thornton's hands.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that when I went back and watched the game, that was the most impressive to me is we seemed to get stronger as the game went on.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
certainly on defense.
that was a game that in the last, especially in Heupel's tenure, but I think going back further, like last 10 or 15 years, that's a game that we just get demolished in normally. Like, yeah, we might play close for a quarter or two, but in the end, like, they're going to pull away. We're going to lose by 3 touchdowns. But, I mean, our defense played incredible, and we won like because of them. Like, it was great.
And, yeah, Jalen Wright was incredible, too.
Yeah. D. Williams, big punt return.
And downing the punt, too.
Downing the punt, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that was great. It's nice to win one of those without having to score 90 points.
Yeah, I'm thinking just like Butch loses that, Pruitt probably loses that, Dooley definitely loses that, Kiffin probably loses that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, but A&M was just stuck in the ground by themselves without our pass rush. Like they were, I don't know what in the world they were trying to do most of the time. They didn't target their main playmakers. They ran the ball right into where our players were. They just looked completely helpless, and I do think the crowd had a lot to do with it.
Who was that big playmaker they like to use? Anai Smith or something?
Smith, yeah.
When he took that kickoff return like 7 yards deep and ran it out of the end zone, it's like, what are you doing, dude?
I mean, I don't blame him. Like,
no, I was scared. That's their only chance.
I mean, he still had a decent return with it, but I was like, come on.
I cannot believe it. It looks like Jimbo is trying to get fired to me. Like, the way they played the end of the first half is inexcusable for coach to do that.
I think if you're in Texas and you don't have a quarterback, like he's not had a quarterback his entire tenure there.
They're not great. I was actually pretty, like, I mean, their quarterback's not great, but
he played really well.
Yeah, like he took a ton of hits and got a bunch of throws off he should not have gotten off.
His head was on the ground and he nearly threw for a touchdown near the end of the game. Like that dude had incredible body control for his, kind of statuesque build. Like I was very impressed with him. He just didn't have any time to do anything. Not to mention the fact that his own linemen are knocking him over.
I was wondering when Pearson or Pierce pushed our lineman into the back. Does he get a
Oh, no.
credit for a sack on that? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. That was 100% Pierce on that
Won
play.
him Defensive Lineman of the Week, didn't it, in the SEC?
It's really incredible seeing a guy kind of that small. He doesn't look like a prototypical edge rusher, but God, the guy just swats and moves, and he's just relentless. And it's like he has a preternatural understanding of the snap count. It's like he's living in the future.
I know there was a
He's-
couple times I swore he was offsides, but
Yeah.
he's like
No,
in the
you go
backfield
back
when the quarterback got the ball.
and especially
God,
the
they're poor.
last two drives. Those last two drives, he was like, "Okay, it's over. Like I'm done with this."
Well, yeah, once they didn't have to even worry about the run, it was
Yeah.
over for them.
Yeah. Well, it's a good game. Anything else we want to talk about it?
I got a few other thoughts. First, Checker Nealon looked great, as always. Shout out to the fans.
Yeah, shout out. Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm gonna throw Kyle a little bone here. I went back and watched the broadcast, and both Brad and Gary were terrible Saturday.
They were
Brad, it was maybe the worst game I've ever heard him call, and Gary was bad as usual.
Gary did appropriate props to D for more or less winning the game for us. Not later, but at the time. D downs the ball and D scores the ball. So he was at least clever enough to do that.
Can we give a quick shout out to Walter Nolan? Glad Big Walt is okay after his extremely serious injury.
Yeah. He has a history of getting carted off and then playing the next week, right?
Now, guys.
That dates back to what, Powell High School?
So the locals say.
I think Walt is just VFL and wanted us to win that one.
The lay down line.
Best 5-star we've ever had. Laid down when it needed to happen. I still can't get over how small that cart was that they brought out for it.
It was like a half gator.
Oh man.
I don't like that whenever somebody goes down, no matter if it's legit or not, that the first thing like fans do is just boo automatically.
It does not bother me at all.
Not in the slightest.
I mean, I'm still getting used to it because, before, like, that was just, you don't go there. And now it's just like, oh, man. Oh, we got to wait for the replay to see if this guy snapped his ankle in two. We're going to boo before then. Like, I just don't like that.
Good. We need to get in their heads and be like, you better not fake it or we're going to
Caleb. They're just kids.
We will let Texas A&M be the tasteful fans. We are real.
My closing thoughts on the game was like, I'm happy we won, obviously, but I'm a little concerned that it was more Texas A&M losing it than we winning it.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, I mean, Texas A&M is not good.
Yeah, I mean, they had multiple chances just to, like, beat us, and they just didn't do it.
Although, on the flip side is, we actually played so much better than scoring 20 points, in my opinion. Like, we really dominated most of the game from, like, 20-yard line to 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah, with good quarterback play, I mean, we won that by 4 touchdowns.
That does remind me of, I do want to shout out Josh Heupel's post game where he actually took credit for not making some good choices. He's like, hey, I didn't have a good game calling, because I think, going for it on that weird 4th down and then kicking the field goal, like, I think he should have done opposite on both of those.
Yeah.
He should have kicked the field goal when he went for it, and he should have went for it when he kicked the field goal.
Yes, and the second down throw with like 2 minutes left or whatever that was a terrible play call in my opinion. Pretty much only bad things can happen there.
I guess my thought on it is going forward, I'm going to need to see Joe Milton put his shoulder down and get it on 3rd and 1.
Oh yeah, we didn't really discuss that when
If he's going to be a game manager and we're going to use his legs and we're going to offset the run with the pass so that he is not just completely irrelevant and out of the game, when he's in these runs, I need him to be as mindful as possible. There is the marker. Go and put your shoulder down and get the first down. He did it later, and I think he realized it. Of course, he got too excited and threw a pick. But if we're transitioning him to a game manager role, and that's what he's going to be, he has to be smarter, or we're not going to win games like that in the future. Defense, even with great defensive play, need more from him. I don't need him to be Hendon Hooker. If with the running game and with the defense, I don't need him to be Hendon Hooker, but I need him to be tough at least.
I think we just need him to be Orange Bowl Joe, which is like not great, but just
haven't seen it this year.
Make a few plays.
Yeah.
Here and there. And your receivers. I don't get it.
Well, we know they're capable, so hopefully we see it this Saturday.
Well, I was capable of fitting into size 34 pants last year. I'm not capable of fitting in them right now.
What is this Saturday, Matt? What is this Saturday, Matt?
I don't have the schedule pulled up anymore. Oh yeah, Penn State, Ohio State. That's right. Big Ten showdown. Oh, Tennessee versus Alabama. 3rd Saturday in October, which will actually be the 3rd one. Okay, we're good. What do we think? Can we do it?
We can do it. I don't have great confidence that we will, but we could, yeah, for sure. I mean, Bama's not great either.
Yeah.
What is it? Kevin Costner and JFK says something like, theoretical physics says that an elephant can dangle off the edge of a cliff by clipping its trunk to a daisy. But
Chris.
No, it's not that dire. We absolutely can win it. There's no doubt in my mind that we can. I just have a feeling that the Texas A&M game is going to be part dose, but we're going to be Texas A&M.
I think that it just depends on what Alabama team shows up. Like, if the Alabama team that played Arkansas last week shows up, I think we can. Like, if we were the Arkansas team last week, we would have won that game.
That's the Alabama team that's existed all year.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think there might be a new Alabama team just for the fact that, the whole how we acted, after we won, and they took our song Dixie Dan. I think they're just going to be on fire just to beat us.
Is Milroe the best quarterback we've played so far?
He's what we hope.
Well, let's go down the list.
Graham Mertz might be. No. It was Spencer Rattler, but he didn't have anything around him.
Yeah, Mertz, he's had a quietly good year.
Mertz was spectacular against us.
I don't know. The reason I ask that is I just think if we let him get outside the tackles, if we miss some open field sacks and tackles, I think it's going to be a long day for us.
Apparently, he has not been running the ball though, like the last.
Neither was Milton until last week.
I heard somebody say that. Of course, this is sacks included, but they're like 129th in the nation in sacks allowed out of 130 teams. And that Milroe is like, in his last 19 rushes, he's negative 50 yards.
All right. Well, never mind then.
Yeah, I was talking to an Alabama fan today, and he was talking about how many bad sacks that Milroe takes, like outside the tackle box. Like, should just throw it away, but is not very. Got a little Joe Milton streak to him.
Just thinks he can make the play.
It's just hilarious to think that an Alabama Nick Saban ran offensive line is last in the SEC in sacks allowed.
Yeah, it's insane.
They're probably not getting away with holding anymore.
Got proof of that?
Yeah, you
But
talk
yeah,
to the
I do think like this is a bad spot for us because of the revenge factor, and also we suck on the road. It seems.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's what I keep going to is we lost by 2 scores to Florida on the road. Now we're going to an even tougher environment. I don't know.
I say if we played Saturday 10 times, we win. I would set the over and under at 3.5.
Always love how that's your go-to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll take those
3.5.
odds.
Yeah. 3.5. So yeah, I would lean towards we win 4 out of 10.
But are we winning this one? We only get one shot.
Hopefully this is one of the 4.
Yeah. And Kevin
Okay,
Steele
how-
defense.
Oh,
Revenge factor
I
there.
forgot all about that.
Caleb's eyes lit up.
I mean, you do look at their coordinators. That will make you feel pretty good about our chances.
Yeah.
I've
And
never
their
forgotten.
and their offensive line.
That's man, that's one of the tough things. Like, it's weird having an Alabama game where we're not talking about, oh, can we maybe pull an upset? You know, can we compete? But we're actually talking about what do we have to do to get this win. I love that, but I also hate it at the same time because I don't know what to feel about this game.
Yeah.
It is Alabama's 8th straight game, which is pretty. I don't know. There's probably some good stats on. It's very tough to win play that many games in a row.
Chris,
And-
if your damn Scott box don't stop moving around.
We can also shout out the Iceman, Casey Clausen, because he got brought up again. He's the last person to win at Alabama, and he was the last person to win at Florida. So it's still 20 years since we won at Alabama.
True.
That was like a 5 overtime game the last time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, C.J. Payton.
All right. So do we win? Or Chris, what do you think? You haven't.
Let's talk about what has to happen for us to win. Let's not go straight into predictions.
Yeah.
There are many pathways to win. Josh Pate was talking about, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this, but he said there was a single track last year where Tennessee could win against Alabama, and it happened. Now he says there are multiple tracks. I don't know that I think that last year had to be a shootout with lots of penalties and lots of just garbage all around, and then a few miracle plays at the end and a good kick.
But probably his point is our defense was not going to win us the game last year, and our running game was not going to win the game for us last year.
Exactly.
We do have that seemingly this year. I think we just have to have like pretty good defensive day, pretty good run game, and Joe has to make a few hit 2 deep balls or something. Just the minimum.
I would settle for 7 to 10 intermediate throws. 5 intermediate throws.
I don't want intermediate though, because that means you have to have a sustained drive, and that's just more chances for Joe to screw it up.
Here, my thinking too on the other side of it is, I'm kind of confident in our defense versus their offense. So I don't think we have to score a ton of points, which is good. I think maybe 17 points wins this.
I think a little more. The thing that I have confidence in our defense, the thing that worries me is the one thing Milroe does really well is the deep ball.
Yeah, it's the
So
vintage Alabama deep ball where there's no one around the streaking receiver. I don't know how they do it.
so while I think we're going to get to him a lot, it's going to be those few times we don't get there. Inevitably, we just have to have
Is
our
Tommy
secondary has to
Reese,
fill up.
is he a good coordinator, though? Like, I mean,
Well, they're
it
5
should.
and 1.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, they don't average what they scored 56 against MTSU, 24 against Texas, and then 40 against Mississippi State. The rest they're all in the 20s. Like, is he going to be able to do enough to
I mean,
to score some points against us?
You're asking the wrong question.
28. They don't have to score many.
Does he
Yeah.
have to do enough to get a receiver open in at distance past Tank McCullough?
Yeah, I mean,
That's the question. That's what's beaten. That's what beat Arkansas. That's what killed Mississippi State. The only, I mean, they had a couple again. Actually, no, I don't think they had one against Texas. But yes, that is what Alabama does well offensively. They couldn't run against Texas A&M. Their intermediate game was but they weren't able to hit deep balls. And what did they block a field goal? Did they block a field goal against A&M
I think they did
to
against
get a touch?
Yeah.
So A&M was just
Well, how do you think our offense stands up to their defense?
they're every bit good, if not better, than A&M, but still susceptible in the secondary, just like last year.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
would
makes
say,
me think this game solely comes down to how Joe Milton plays.
I did like the again. This is I think Caleb mentioned it before. Is like Texas A&M played us last week like we were last year's team. I don't think Alabama's going to do that. Alabama's going to watch that game and be like, okay, well, let's just stack the box and stop the run and make Joe Milton beat us. But I did hear that's like, well, A&M. If you can run on A&M, you can run on Alabama. They're kind of similar in, their run defense. So hopefully we can run against them. But if not, we're in trouble.
Who's
I
got the
don't know that.
helicopter? Did you guys hear that?
Oh,
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah.
I don't know if A&M tried playing the 2022 Vols. I saw a couple of sets where they had 3 down linemen and 2 backers, and we were spread out to the splits, and they were spread out in the secondary. But the whole lot of the game, they had a ton of guys up at the line. I mean, they got a ton of backfield tackles on us. Lots of tackles for loss. Stuffed us a lot in the run.
Is that
They were
true?
playing to our strengths.
I didn't
Did
notice
you watch?
that many.
No,
You
yeah, but Jalen, the thing that was really impressive was Jalen Wright averaged like over 7 yards a carry, and he didn't have like a long run. Like pretty much every
This
time
is
he
true.
touched the ball, he was getting a good chunk.
But he only had 19 carries. With Small and Sampson were the opportunities that they were really stomping us. They played the run, and we ran against them. But Jalen White, the one that really did. He has vision that the rest of those guys just don't have. The other two are great backs, really, really good backs. Jalen Wright's something special. I think we need more than 19 carries from Jalen Wright to beat Alabama.
When he hits that hole, like I don't think I've ever seen a Tennessee running back hit it like he does. Like he is so fast. Oh man, I love him.
I loved his patience.
Chuck Ebb.
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
really good about finding that seam, and when he sees it, he's going through it. Like, really hope he can get some touchdowns going. I think he only has like one on the year. Samson has them all.
Yeah,
I think Samson has
Samson.
a touchdown.
He has like
Small.
6. I think Small has 2 or 3, and Wright has 1.
Hey, so it goes.
All right, any other talking points for our prediction?
I just want to say, I know this is maybe looking ahead or something, and we can talk about it next week too. But isn't it? I saw that it's crazy that the past 5 games we've had at Kentucky are night games at Kentucky.
Yeah, I
Sure.
saw another 7 o'clock. I love it though.
We,
I mean,
it's
that means they've never been good enough for the 3:30 game, but both teams have never been bad enough for the noon game, I guess. So.
Yeah.
I do honestly miss the Jefferson Pilot Sports 2002 thereabouts. Dave Neal, Dave Rowe, and who is the third Dave? Dave Baker.
Dave Baker.
Dave, you've got the microphone left on in the sound truck, and you can hear it rolling around Commonwealth Stadium. Just beautiful. Just the fuzzy imagery, and it's the noon kickoff. Then we had the exact same thing the next week with Vandy. It was just that was peak SEC to me. Let's not go there yet. We're playing Alabama, guys, and we talked about it for 15 minutes.
I'm,
Well,
Are we just out of juice?
I'm just don't know what to. I just don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah. It's kind of like what I said. Like
Darn.
this is uncharted territory. Like we're going to Bama, and we actually we match up well. It's a coin toss game. I mean, we're usually saying, "Oh, can we keep it between 3 touchdowns or whatever?"
True.
That's a good point, Matt, and honestly is exciting. Like I'm pretty dang pumped about the game
And
for
can
that
you
reason.
imagine if Josh Heupel goes 2-1 in his first 3 games against Alabama?
I think it would be that would be the flag plant. Like last year was an all-timer, something that we'll remember forever. But to do it this year, yeah, that's the statement that okay, yeah, this is a transition kind of year, but even in that point we're still able to do meaningful things. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And
Wait until some of these classes start coming in.
one thing I was gonna mention too, and I saw this, and it might be a good talking point. Since 1940, there's only been 5 one-game winning streaks in this Alabama-Tennessee series. So the odds are in our favor that we go on a streak of 2 or 3 wins in a row.
Oh,
Like
man.
4 of those
So
one-game
nice.
winning streaks were like 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
I
man.
wish
Oh,
I would
man.
like to believe in streaky traditions. Just don't know.
I'm just ready for it to be here.
Yeah, credit to Josh Heupel for that. Like Alabama prior to last year had become almost like a bye week. It was stress free.
Let's just
I
get
wasn't worried.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Let's just don't get injured.
don't get just yes. Let's be ready to go the next week, and it's not that anymore.
And it
There's that.
seemed like it was always a bye week before then. So it's like, oh, we're going to be well rested. We got a chance. Then we lose by 50. So yeah,
And
we
he
get
and not
Oyster bye week this time.
yes, it will not be a Nick Saban taking his foot off the gas with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. This one's going to be ugly into the wire.
I mean, can you see a scenario though where, let's say 3 quarters in, we're just not even in the game? We don't really have a chance.
Yeah.
Or
Sure.
do you think it'll be close and we'll have a chance to win?
There's only one scenario I can't see, and it's a Tennessee blowout. At no point do I think that we'll be more than 2 scores ahead.
Boy, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it would require 2
Yes.
scores.
What's
Exactly.
the line at now? The line opened at what, 9?
I saw 8.5 today.
8.5?
Interesting.
I
Started
think-
at 9.5.
I think both teams are gonna struggle scoring.
Yeah, this
I mean-
is an over-under game in my opinion.
as soon as Arkansas last week, so like Alabama got there, had a nice halftime lead. Arkansas is not very good. Like they're like the two. Well, forget that. Arkansas is not very good, but Alabama just could not do anything the second half. Biggest play was getting a first down to end the game. I think that Alabama is going to show up at some point and for extended stretches. That because that's been the Alabama that's existed all year.
What do you think's
I just
more likely, though? Do you think it's more likely Tennessee gets a blowout win or Alabama gets a blowout win?
think it's
Alabama.
one.
Bama?
Alabama has demonstrated an ability for the quick strike. We have not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I lean more towards Tennessee. I think our defense is better than theirs.
I just don't
But-
believe in our offense enough to get enough points to
Yeah.
blow out.
Well, how do you see like in that scenario? How do you see that playing out? How does Tennessee get a blowout over Alabama?
350 rushing yards and 200 passing yards with a couple deep ball touchdowns.
A special
Pick
team
six.
score?
Jalen Wright has four
In a
70-yard
perfect
touchdowns.
world. A couple strip sacks from
I mean,
the cheetah.
the only, yeah, I mean, if I were to try to come up with a scenario, we somehow go up 2 scores, I could see like the Bama fans and the team turning on each other and like just saying, "Here we go again." Like our offense is terrible. We suck. Like
Here we go again. Screw them.
Yes.
Good for
Who said it?
15 years. And oh my God, I can't believe we lost the game. Bear Bryant's rolling over in his grave right now. Tear down Saban's statue.
They're a bunch of Labrador retrievers that need to be petted on the head and told that they're beautiful and the best boys. If you don't tell them that for a little while, they'll start to forget. We have to make them forget.
Is Bama doing a gimmick this weekend?
Classic Matt.
there's
I
another
mean-
point in our favor. No gimmick. They're not going to beat us.
Yeah, no gimmick. How about that? All right, are we winning?
No.
No.
Yes. I think I don't really have a good reason for that. I've just had a good feeling about it all week.
All right.
Even though I think my head says that Tennessee is Texas A&M last week. Something odd. Just feels something odd.
I'm with you there, Chris. I also feel that way.
Just for laughs. Don't take it seriously, or you can. Score predictions.
Sure, why not? You start, Kyle.
All right. I'm going to say Alabama 23, Tennessee 20.
No, we've already got that one.
I'm going to say 27-16.
Oh, that's
We do not believe in Joe Milton at all.
I just think we're going to kick a lot of field goals.
Chris, what's your score?
Tennessee 20, 23, Alabama 17.
I want to say, cause I was going to say 23, but then two people stole it. So now I'm going to say Tennessee 34.
Whoa.
No.
Alabama 18.
How do you square your 34 points with your opinions on Joe Milton?
Well, like I said, we're
He
going to
will
run wild.
2 punt returns.
We're going to run wild on offense and defense. We're going to have 2 defensive touchdowns.
What if
We're
Nico?
going to have 2 offensive. What you said, Nico?
What if he gets in the game? What if Joe gets nicked up in the first quarter and Nico gets in the game?
Okay, well, in that case, I'll say Tennessee 52, Alabama 13, because he'll give a boost to the defense, too.
Jesus.
They all want to see the young boy eat.
It is really funny how like Vol Twitter went from just guys, Milton's good. He's a game manager. We're all right. And then after this last game, it's like no, no, no. We're done with this. Don't want to see it anymore. I don't know. I guess that's what I've seen. I don't know if you guys have been the same, but definitely seen fans turn on him more.
Oh yeah.
Saw a few fans saying, "I would rather go 7-5 with Nico than 9-3 with Joe."
So the red shirt rule is what, 4 games, right?
It doesn't matter though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
if he's any good at all, he will not be using a redshirt year.
Yes, it's true.
All right, so we're split again. Last week it was me and Kyle saying we would win. This week it's me and Chris.
Simply cannot imagine being a nega about this game.
I know. Especially after those two brought up such good points, and seems like they were rooting for our team, and they got those nice fancy hats. But no,
I'm excited. I'm like very excited about the game.
Yeah.
it is exciting. What's on the menu for Saturday, Caleb?
I think I'm probably going to do my first pot of chili of the year.
Pot of chili. Huh.
Oh,
Kyle, what are you doing? Pizza or wings?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I had a lot of pizza recently,
So
so
wings?
I don't know. Like wings are so expensive here now. Like
That's
It's
true.
gross. I
That's the
agree.
expensive part of the
Oh,
chicken.
it's like $27 for 20 wings.
Yeah, wings are not cheap. That's why you go
Well,
boneless.
you need to get your card.
Boneless.
Boneless?
Jesus.
What are we doing? It's 2023. Why are we eating
I thought you
food with
don't like-
bones in it
I thought
now?
you don't like gimmicks.
I don't. That's why you get the bones out of it.
Well, add that.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Go get your
Boneless wing is
Arby's
not a
boneless
gimmick.
barbecue wings.
It's one of the 10 greatest inventions in human history.
Yeah. So is checker needle.
Here,
Oh my god. Checker needle. We're out of gimmicks, boys. What are we gonna do? We have
Got the
boneless
orange
wing
helmets yet.
night. Oh no, no. I'm glad
What'd you
nobody
say?
listens to this show.
what'd you say, Caleb?
Said the orange helmets. We haven't done those yet.
Oh,
Well, I think those got retired after the last appearance, didn't they? There's no way they wear those things. What do you want to
I
see
hope-
us wear? Do you want us all whites, orange pants? What do you want? I was kind of
All
hoping
white.
there was a push for the orange jerseys and the crimson jerseys, but
Saban
That
has
would be a
never let us
beautiful-
do that before.
well, when was the last time we did do that? In the 90s?
no.
Before my time.
Yeah.
I thought maybe one
Any-
of those Birmingham games, but
There's definitely a majors game in there somewhere that we did it.
It
But
would
yeah,
look
I can't.
neat.
No, not
They should definitely do it.
it would be
the
nice to
cleanest.
see.
Look. You need to do all white for Alabama, but then with Missouri and Kentucky, there's something about the way the orange pants look on Kentucky's field. It looks better for some reason. I don't know. Kentucky's field is extremely green. Same for Missouri, so I don't mind the. Yeah, the clash is nice. Don't mind using the orange pants in those games, but all white for this one is my preference.
Agree.
Yeah.
Just need to take the stripes off.
Ooh, put the power T back on the top.
Power
of the leg
T's
there.
still there. Just stripes.
Oh, it is?
Stripe. Yeah.
You know what
Power
I don't
T's-
like? I don't like those like thigh pads that have like the logo and the number on it. I hate
Those
those.
Of course you would.
Yet that's gimmick.
I mean, it's just so dumb. Like,
Like, yes,
logo's
you wish
on your
they didn't
helmet.
have designs on the receivers' gloves.
yeah, those are dumb too. Look, it makes a T. I do
Other
pop.
than just a what?
I do pop for when somebody tries to do it and it's just like it's all off and messed up and can't really tell. All right, what else we got, fellers?
Yeah, there you go. And that's number 3. All right.
What?
I'm just counting your closings.
That was like really the first closing, right?
That was an emphatic one.
All right, I want to bring something up. Wendy's got rid of the pretzel pub bacon cheeseburger, and that thing was great.
Sorry, Matt.
It's okay. I had a Baconator today, and it was best burger in the business.
Best burger in the business.
Yeah, in the fast food business by far.
Really?
Unless you count Pals. Like, are
Oh.
we throwing Pals in there? I mean,
I mean, I never had it, so I don't know. But I get tired of people talking about pals, but
Pals is legit.
Pal's burger.
I had a burger
Good.
today from Donovan's Pub in Astoria, Queens,
Hey.
and it was
Astoria, Queens. Thought you lived in New York.
Ha. It was very good.
I had a Buddy's Barbecue Feed 5 family pack tonight.
Dang. Did you eat all of it?
Nope.
What sides did you get?
Potato salad, baked beans, and green beans.
Now, is that mayonnaise or mustard based? No answer. I think it's mustard. Caleb, let's tell that story about the time we were in college and we went and ate at that Buddy's. You know the story I'm talking about?
No, I do not.
We go to sit down at Buddy's and they had those tablecloths that like extended down.
Yes. Was it me or you who sat on it? Me?
I sat down and I don't know if it was my drink or your drink, but I sat down and just spilled that tea everywhere. I think it went all over you or me or something. It was a disaster. Love that.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah.
All Buddy's stories are good Buddy's stories, Matt, and that was a lovely one. Thank you. I did not know that.
That's our Buddies segment this week.
R.I.P. to our third game back 2 years ago. We went with Buddies 1 week.
Oh yeah.
Hey, our last episode that went on to what are the other websites besides YouTube? Mine just completely shut.
Spotify.
Podcast.
Hi, Spotify.
YouTube.
Well, everything but YouTube. That last episode that went up, it was our second highest downloaded episode ever. Just got to 37.
Wait, last week's?
Wow.
Or the week before?
Not last
No.
week's with the audio. Yeah, the
last
one
week's
after
doesn't
South
exist.
Carolina. Exactly.
Only on YouTube.
But that one went above, like it's still below the all-timer, the Christmas episode.
Maybe
That
for
one
the future
blows
we
my
should
mind.
not publicly broadcast our viewership numbers because
I'll bleep
Why
it.
not?
We were
Weigels was
Why
about
not?
to pull the
37
trigger.
downloads, so we're a few 100,000 away from making money.
We're
so
not
please
ashamed.
everyone like and subscribe and tell your friends.
Like and subscribe.
Leave a
Click
5-star
notifications.
review. So it helps others
I'm
find the
not
show.
ashamed.
Oh man, there was a thread on Vol Nation the other day. It was like, "What podcast y'all listen to?" And I was like, "Oh no, oh no!" And I read through it. I was like, "Please don't mention us," because they would they would destroy me. They would love you
I'll
all.
go back
but,
on there. I'm going to tell them about the pod so they can start listening.
Yeah.
We should
Apparently, there's a probably the most popular. I won't name them, but the most popular Tennessee one. There's not a lot of fans of them. They don't really like the host too much.
Wait, what? Go ahead and name names, man. I don't know who you're talking about.
The Talking Vols guys. Apparently,
They're the most popular?
YouTube.
I mean, I think I don't know the most popular, but
I
there's a bunch of them.
I tried to watch him a little bit, and he's fine, but he's like he never says anything negative about the team. Everything's amazing, everything's great. Joe Milton is Heisman, all that kind of stuff. Like he
Whoa.
goes negative.
Would you like to role play that for a minute?
No, I'm
So
good.
He's taken the Josh Pate formula,
Yeah.
like only the Vols.
Shout out to JD Pickles for doing a pretty good impression of that too.
All
I
right,
like that guy.
guys. I got a great guess that Vol for you this week. Okay,
Oh, oh,
might be a
All
twofer
right.
as well.
And then we're done.
Well, I'll ask what else, and then we'll discuss it. What Vol in 1998 at Auburn had a 90-yard interception return for a touchdown?
In 1998?
Yeah.
Deion Grant.
Come on, Caleb. You're better than that. Had a long career for the New York Jets. Come on, Chris, you know it. Chris made his little Scott box tiny. He's probably Googling it.
I think Chris. Oh, he's for. I mean, I thought Sean Ellis played for the Jets, but I don't. Could he run 90 yards?
His name just
Yeah.
left me. Oh my gosh.
Such,
It was Sean Ellis, yeah.
trying to think. It wasn't Tad Golden. Yeah. Sean had to have Sean had to have oxygen.
Did he win the
Couldn't play.
Theismann in 1998?
Oh, unfortunately, the internet wasn't fun then. It was all GeoCities and Ask Jeeves.
Netscape.
No one had
man.
ever been created. Oh man, Netscape Navigator.
Oh,
How
gosh.
great would an Omari Thomas pick six be? Oh my God.
Oh man.
Or Elijah Simmons.
And he lied.
Has Simmons played a whole lot this year? I've
He
not really
played
noticed
actually a
him.
decent bit against A&M.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I remember he got hurt early
yeah.
in the year, but
He's only been full go for like 2 games, I think.
yeah, hopefully he can get it going. All right, bonus. Who was, Chris, you already know this because I spoiled it, but who was Auburn's kicker in 1998 in that game? He kicked 3 field goals. You're not going to know this, but
Okay,
guess a random NFL kicker from like the 2000s.
Adam Vinatieri.
Okay. Kyle?
Tommy
Very close to my guess.
Who?
Tuberville.
No, it was Rob Baronis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not know that. Okay.
Baronis.
Okay, let's have a new spin. Let's say guess that referee, okay?
Oh Jesus!
Ooh.
Mike Wallace was the umpire there. Okay, that's enough.
Well, that's
It's
it.
everybody's favorite segment every week.
All right, let's move on to our final segment. Anything else, boys?
Go Wendy's, go Vols, go Pals. What else? Go Halls. Yeah, big game this week. I don't know who we play, but
West.
You play West.
oh yeah, big game this week.
And shout out to the basketball Vols for being preseason number 9.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Picked to win the
Bama,
SEC.
number 8, I think.
Ken.
It will all be great as we enter and exit the round of 32.
Yeah, we're gonna have some great basketball content for y'all this
No,
year.
we're not. I'm starting my own basketball podcast.
What are you gonna call it?
Rick Barnes Report.
Just supporttheseboys.com.
The Ides of March.
The Hides of March.
Yeah.
That was terrible, Chris. God. Anyway, are we done?
I guess. Bye bye. Thumbs up from Kyle. Bye.